don't quit. We keep going. Day in, day out. We fight on. Why? Because we are champions. Be a champion.
All right, I want to welcome everyone to this little overview of who Advocare is and what it can do for you as a coach at OrangeTheory Fitness, or maybe you're even an SA at OrangeTheory. We're going to go over the benefits of Advocare and what it can do for you. But before we get into that, who am I and why are you listening to me? Well, first and foremost, I'm a friend of Stephanie, the owner of the OrangeTheory Fitness that you work at. But I'm originally from Houston, Texas, and I began my fitness career back in 2000, just shortly after high school, actually. One of my first jobs was just working at a local nutrition shop, and then I started working for one of the largest fitness chains in the world. And I started off as front desk. I pretty much did everything but personal training. So checking members in, washing towels, cleaning toilets, you name it, I did it. But once I became a personal trainer in 2003, I went head first and I went full time as a personal trainer. Shortly after that, though, moved to Columbus, Ohio, and about, say, 10 months after being in Columbus and working for a big gym, I decided to open up my own little studio. So I did that in October of 2004, and that was named Core Fitness Studios. I've been featured on NBC, ABC, Fox News, and a few other local stations as the fitness expert. And then in 2009, I was actually invited to be the nutrition coach for the hit MTV show Made, which was really neat. And funny thing is, so that was 2009. Every once in a while, they still air that episode. So I had people come up to me like, "Are you that guy?" But that was just a really neat experience for me. And then 2010 is when we were introduced to Advocare. And initially when I first saw Advocare, I've taken products for 20 plus years. So supplements weren't an issue for me. Really, it was, okay, well, what's different about Advocare? How can it really benefit me? And the reality is, I didn't know much, if anything, about direct sales. I knew I bought a product off the shelf somewhere, and that was that. So that was something that I was a little skeptical about, and skepticism is healthy. So if you're on here and you're wondering, well, look, I don't know anything about direct sales, these products have got to be the same thing as everything else out there, that's perfectly fine. And that's what I want to cover with you today. So flash forward, 10 years. We actually sold the gym last year because Advocare now is paying us more than what the gym was. Plus, instead of working 80 plus hours a week, we now work our Advocare business 10 to 15 hours a week. So we just recently moved to Sarasota, enjoy the sunshine and the beaches and all that good stuff. But we also go back to Columbus very regularly. So of course we have a team up there. So that's just a little snapshot about me. I'm really excited to share with you what Advocare can do for you. And that's really the basis of what we're doing with this webinar. Because look, this is the reality, guys. We become trainers because we love helping people. We love helping people. It's something you can lay your head down at night and feel like you really accomplished something. And you did something good for the nation. But the reality is, most trainers, so if you look at this by the graph, so you have 46% of trainers that stick around for up to 1 year. Okay, then for 2 to 5 years, 30% of that workforce is still training. Then you go 5, 10 to 15, 15 plus years, and you can see how much it drops off. And the sad thing is, there's only about 24% of trainers that have been doing it more than 5 years. That's not putting the odds in your favor. And so why is that? Well, let's look at this. I mean, technically, when most people get into personal training, they're usually younger, and they don't have a lot of financial responsibility. So, training is perfectly fine, even if you're not making a significant amount of income. You enjoy it. The hours at the beginning are usually pretty nice, but then you start realizing that you need more. And as trainers, we're trading hours for dollars. So if you want to increase your income, well, you've got to increase the number of hours that you give up. And guys, time, it's a precious commodity. We only get so many hours in the day, and we're not going to live forever. So, one of the other things too is if you look at as we get older and we start having more financial responsibilities, well, we're going to have to increase that workload. So whether you just want to make extra money to make extra money, or you've got increasing financial responsibility, you have to trade hours for dollars. And as trainers, we typically hit the salary cap very early in our career, because as you know, most trainers, they start early in the morning and they maybe work several hours, just like the classes at OTF. Yeah, you may start at 5 in the morning, and then usually, that 11 o'clock class may be the last one. You may have a noon class, but then you come back in the evening. Well, again, you only have so many hours in a day. So eventually you're going to hit your salary cap. And then what do you do from there? There's nothing more that you can do. There's no more hours you can give in your day. Okay, now let's take on even more financial responsibility. Getting married, buying a house, having kids, getting a new car, whatever it may be. The reality is most people can't afford to live a life that they want to as a trainer. So that forces most people to seek a higher paying job. And it's sad because, again, we train because we love helping people, but we realize it's not paying the bills. So we have to move on. And, this is from salary.com. This is the average salary that trainers get in Columbus. And so you see the median average is $54,000 a year. Okay, bottom 10% are at 26, 27, and then the top 10% are at just over 78,000. I think most of us fall within that 50,000 a year mark. And I know just from rent, car note, regular food, going out to eat, having a life, $54,000 doesn't go very far. So even though you're doing something that you love, you're having to sacrifice a lot of things that you probably really want because you're just not able to earn enough. And again, if you're not able to earn enough, you may decide, this just is not the career for me, and you move on to something else. And you probably move on to something else that you really don't like, but it at least pays better than the training job that you have. Okay, we don't want you to get into that. We want you to be able to live the life that you want to live, get the things that you want to get, but still be able to coach and help people, because that's where you are, that's what you want to do, and I'm sure that's what you want to continue to do. So we need to figure out a way for you to do that, and that's where Advocare comes in. But let's look at, success in personal training. It really is based on retention or referrals. Okay, so we know a few things about workouts, right? So we have high exercise intensity. With high exercise intensity, we can get very positive fitness results. And now when I talk high exercise intensity in this example, I'm talking like your CrossFit style workouts, extremely high intensity, for the whole workout. Well, the reality is not a whole lot of people really enjoy high exercise intensity. So what ends up happening from that point is if they're not enjoying it, usually leads to high dropout rate. Okay, so you're going to have a lot of people falling out of out of your classes just because they're not enjoying it. Now, on the other end of that spectrum, if we have low intensity exercise, well, people typically enjoy that, but we all know that you're not going to get the greatest fitness results, if any at all, and that's going to lead to a high dropout rate. So even though they're enjoying it, they're just not getting the results that they want, so then you get a very high dropout rate. So what if we do like moderate exercise intensity, just like the workouts at OrangeTheory? Obviously there are some high intensity sprints that are built in there, but then you take it down to base and then you do a push. So while there are times of high intensity, it's also brought back down. That's going to make it more enjoyable for the client. But if we add in the Advocare products, we can also give more positive fitness results. And obviously we know people are going to get results with the workouts themselves. With the Advocare products included, we're going to ensure that they're getting all their bases covered. So they're getting all their nutritional requirements and they're able to go above and beyond. So maybe the results are sped up with the Advocare products than just with exercise by itself. And the reality is we know people aren't getting all the nutrition they need from their foods alone. So the Advocare products are going to be there to fill in any gaps that they're not getting and also give them that extra edge, especially helping with recovery and all that stuff after the workouts. So when we combine all those things, we're going to have a very low dropout rate. And you're going to have people that stick with you year after year after year because they're getting results and they're enjoying the workouts. So let's look at a little more about what Advocare is and what it can do for you.
At Advocare, we believe everyone was born to be a champion. Advocare products help you look better, feel better, and perform better. And because these revolutionary products are sold through the direct selling business model, they help provide an opportunity for tens of thousands to earn additional income. Advocare began in 1993 with a simple vision: create products based on proven science that help people feel and look their best. These products are formulated with the help of a world-class scientific and medical advisory board, experts in the fields of nutrition, medicine, kinesiology, and science. This prestigious board, along with the in-house research and development team of doctors and scientists, keeps Advocare on the cutting edge of product development. Simply put, the Advocare products work. That's why professional athletes like Drew Brees, Jason Witten, Rich Froning, and over 100 others trust Advocare to keep them at the top of their game. The proven results of these products help lead to a rewarding business opportunity. The generous compensation plan rewards those who share the products and the business opportunity with others. Advocare offers the average American the chance to make an above-average income. In addition to the many tools available to help distributors succeed, Advocare leads the industry in national sponsorships with college football, NASCAR, professional soccer, and many other areas. At Advocare, being a champion is not something we just talk about. It is something we do every day. It is time to step out from the ordinary. It is time to be a champion.
All right, so one of the biggest questions that we get, of course, well, are the products safe? So instead of me going over a bunch of facts and who formulates them, I want you to hear and see the doctors themselves.
A distinguishing feature of Advocare is our scientific and medical advisory board. This is a group of world-class experts who offer advice and guidance to the company. Let's be clear, they are not figureheads. They are very active and make enormous contributions to our company. Dr. Sid Stokes, chairman of the board, former dean of pharmacy and world-renowned nutritional toxicologist. Dr. Bill Kramer, the preeminent sports nutrition scientist. Dr. Ken Goldberg, physician, expert on men's health, and longtime Advocare advocate. Dr. Stanley Dudrick, esteemed surgeon and inventor of intravenous nutrition. Dr. Leanne Redmond, leading authority in obesity research, especially women's health. Dr. Carl King, premier authority on nutrition and government regulations. This group provides diverse insight and expertise. Together, the extensive knowledge of this group, along with our in-house corporate team, are focused on connecting the latest science to product development and providing education to our distributors.
You know, and one of the doctors there that I'd just like to quickly point out, and you've probably heard, Dr. Dudrick, he came up with TPN, which is the nutrition that goes into the IV. He did that in the late 60s, early 70s. He has saved millions of lives through that invention. So his whole career has been behind helping people improve their health through nutrition. He is not going to put himself with a company that's not reputable or products that don't work. So you can feel confident and safe with that. But Advocare goes above and beyond having just their doctors formulate the products. They send their products to a third-party company called Informed Choice. And what Informed Choice does, it tests for over 200 banned substances and impurities. Now, what does that mean? Well, the reality is what's on the label is in the product, nothing more, nothing less. And what's in the product is on the label. So you can feel confident that the products you're giving your clients are safe and are going to work. Advocare tests the most amount of products for the most amount of banned substances. The next company that's the highest as far as testing banned substances tests for about 56. Then it drops significantly from there down to in the 20s. But most companies, if they do any testing at all, they're only testing for 1 or 2 of the biggest banned substances that are out there. Well, with Advocare, we have athletes from collegiate sports all the way up to the Olympics that use our products. So we want to make sure that, we're covering everything. And I know personally, if it's good enough for an Olympic athlete, it's good enough for me. And that's why we trust the Advocare products. So what products does Advocare have? Many of you have maybe heard of the 24-day challenge, which is Advocare's flagship program and where most people start, just because it is a great combination of some of Advocare's best products. It helps people get started on a product regimen, and it's put together so well that it's so easy to follow, which not only great for the consumer, but also great for the coach, because it's an easy to follow program that you don't have to do a ton of legwork on making sure that they're taking the products the right way. But let me just show you real quickly what other products Advocare has and just a general overview of the product lines.
The Advocare family of products is a diverse yet focused line of products aligned within groups: Trim, Active, Well, Performance Elite, and our skincare line, SYS. Our Trim line offers solutions for healthy weight management and includes the very popular 24-day challenge and metabolic nutrition systems. Active provides energy and on-the-go nutrition, featuring Spark, the caffeine-free alternative B16, and also the Advo bars. Well represents general nutrition for a healthy, balanced life. Products to support cardiovascular, digestion, cognition, and healthy aging. The Performance Elite line is Advocare's answer to advanced sports and exercise nutrition. Performance Elite features products certified free of banned substances. Our skincare line, SYS, features products designed to supplement your skin. The Advocare family of products features comprehensive formulas that approach problems from multiple angles. Depending on your individual needs, Advocare offers a solution.
So 5 lines, well over 70 different products. We literally have a solution for everyone, whether they're looking for just general wellness or they're looking for sports performance. We have something for them, and you'll now have something for them as well. Now, obviously, with great products, you're going to have some endorsers. And here's some of the cool things about Advocare endorsers. And you'll see, you know, Drew Brees is our national spokesperson. People like Jason Witten from the Dallas Cowboys, Rich Froning here. They are Advocare endorsers. However, they are not financially compensated. They are giving a certain amount of product throughout the year, but they also have to give up the right to promote any other nutritional product. And I don't know if you knew this, but before becoming an Advocare endorser, Rich was actually with BSN. You know, and I'm sure they paid him a pretty price, and they probably would be paying him a heck of a lot more now. But the reality is, Rich loves the products. All the endorsers, the only reason they do it is because they love the products, they love the company, they love what the company stands for, and that's what they want to put their name to. You know, they know that Advocare is safe. They know Advocare is never going to tarnish their reputation. So when Advocare looks for endorsers, a couple things have to come into play. So one, they have to have used product prior to becoming an endorser. Secondly, like I said, they're not financially compensated, but they also have to have as good of a reputation off the field as they do on the field. And as you can imagine, Rich Froning, if you know anything about him, amazing guy outside of CrossFit, but just an amazing athlete. So let's hear it directly from the source about why he chooses to align himself with Advocare.
I'm Rich Froning, four-time Reebok CrossFit Games champion. Being a champion is, you know, it's what I work for every day, and it's a lot of sacrifice, but it's part of it, and it's fun to be a champion. Usually my morning consists of Spark, Arginine Extreme, and then Mass Impact, and then I usually throw a scoop of Rehydrate, so it's quite a mix in the morning. And then at night I'll take the nighttime recovery, and then competition, the O2 Gold if it's going to be a longer event and a more cardiovascular taxing event, and then Muscle Fuel that's going to be a shorter event. Especially with the O2 Gold and the Muscle Fuel in competition, it was almost unfair the way it felt. It just felt better. Everything felt easier. Recovery is huge in what we do. You can't recover, you can't compete. At the games, you're doing 3 or 4 events a day. Recovery is key. It's cool to be a part of a company that is stands for the same stuff I do, and to be involved with athletes. So it's cool.
All right. So, you know, a lot of other things about like having endorsers like Rich Froning, Drew Brees, Jason Witten, and the countless hundreds of others. It's helping to make Advocare a household name. You know, we have commercials on ESPN, HGTV, TBS. There's just a number of them that are going out there, and it's just helping to solidify Advocare as a reputable company. And, you know, speaking of, one of the things that Advocare just did this year is we are now the official sports nutrition partner of Major League Soccer. Now, you can't just throw a bunch of money at MLS and say, hey, we want to be the nutrition partner. They're not going to take anybody on that they feel can ruin their reputation. So this has been something that has been in the works for a very long time. They had to do their due diligence and make sure that anybody that they bring on is only going to support their image and not tarnish it. And that's why they choose Advocare. They know the products are safe. They know the products work. And this is huge. So you're going to see Advocare in every single MLS game on the sidelines. So the normal orange containers that you would see, well, they're going to be placed with Advocare Rehydrate, and they're in red canisters. But yeah, so I mean that's just a huge deal that we have, and it makes our job about talking to people about Advocare so much easier. So it's softening the market because people see the name, they've seen the logo, they've heard of it, and now they just want to know what the heck it is because it's getting to be everywhere. So some typical trainer concerns. What are the ingredients? So we are not doctors. I don't know what your background is, but I know my background is not as a dietitian. So I'm not going to get into the ingredients. The reality is the Sci Med board that you just saw, it is their responsibility to make sure that the products are safe, that they're made with the highest quality ingredients possible, and that they do exactly what they say they're going to do. And they do. So you don't have to get into the ingredient question, and I highly recommend that you don't try and play Mr. Molecule with your clients, because the reality is they don't know, and most likely you don't either. Just being completely transparent. What people want to know is, what is this? Is it safe? And what is it going to do for me? And Advocare covers all those concerns. Okay, the next concern is, well, do we even need supplements? The reality is, the average person, even those who say they eat healthy and they eat all their, veggies and all that stuff, our foods are processed so much. Their vegetables and fruits are picked before they're even ripe. We are not getting the nutrition we need from diet alone, and especially if we're very active, we need higher levels of vitamins and minerals. So taking supplements, I call it insurance. I know that I'm getting what my body needs, that I can't get from diet alone. Okay, so it's going to fill in those gaps. Now, of course, there's additional things. So, for example, we have a fiber drink. I don't eat enough vegetables. I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy, but I take my fiber drink every single morning, so I know first thing in the morning, I'm getting 10 grams of high quality fiber in my diet, and I know I'm going to be covered the rest of the day. So we've got things like that, but also just to give us that extra edge and help us recover from our workouts, we have products that fill that need. Okay, but I want to share this story of Dr. Todd Miller, who, as a researcher, when Advocare came to him, they were looking for him to be on their sports advisory council, and because he works with athletes over at George Washington University. So he was very skeptical, but he wanted to see if the products worked before he actually, aligned himself with the Advocare products. So he did a little test. So I want you to watch that real quick.
As a researcher, I'm trained to be skeptical about things. So I actually like when things don't work, because I can say, look, see, it's all, but this worked. If I was going to get behind Advocare, I wanted to see if this stuff really worked, if it really does what it says it does. I did a body fat test. This is a bod pod. It's very accurate. It's accurate within, I think, 1 to 3%. I think I was 18.7% on the first day. And I started taking products for about 2 months. I took the MNS system and Slim. I didn't change my training program. I didn't change my diet. And then I did another bod pod test, and I noticed it had dropped maybe 2 or 3%. And that's pretty impressive for not really having changed anything. I changed my exercise program up a little bit. I started watching my diet, then I switched to the Performance Elite line. I went back a month later and checked it. It was a few percent lower, and then a few percent lower. I started not believing this, basically. And then I went over to the DEXA scan here, which is actually more accurate. The bod pod had gotten me at 11.4%. And I think my GA at the time said, let's put you on the DEXA and see if it's real. So we got on the DEXA, and it was actually 10.6%. So a couple weeks after that, which was actually a week ago, was right around 20 weeks, it's at 9.0%. I think that translated into about an 18-pound fat loss and a 9-pound muscle gain. The fat loss itself it's impressive, but it's not terribly impressive. People lose 20 pounds of fat all the time. It's the muscle gain. To be able to gain 10 pounds of muscle at 43 years old for somebody who's already regularly resistance training, it's very impressive. That's a pretty profound change. And I've done those kinds of behavior modifications before, where I change my diet and change my exercise plan, and it never resulted in those kinds of changes. So I attribute those changes to the use of the products. I don't know what else to attribute it to.
So we all know that nutrition is key when it comes to living a healthy lifestyle, eating the right foods in the right balance. And supplements, again, are there just to fill in the gaps and give you that extra edge. Because weight loss is one thing. We don't want to just lose weight. We want to lose body fat. And if we're not getting our body the nutrition that it needs, you're going to break down muscle and you're going to break down fat. And yeah, you're going to lose weight, but you're not going to be happy with the end results of how you look. And this is, your clients are not going to be happy with the way that they look. They want to see that muscle definition and that toning, and they want to have the energy to go about their regular days. And that's where the supplements can fill in those gaps. Okay. Now, some other typical trainer concerns. People already pay for their classes. I don't want to have to sell them supplements. Completely understandable. But the reality is most people are already taking supplements. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. So don't think just because they're not taking Advocare products, they're not taking something. So most of them are. So don't let that be a reason that you're not sharing what you have with them. And then the other concern is I'm so busy I don't have time to sell Advocare. That's great. You're in front of a lot of people. The reality is we don't work our Advocare business around our life. We kind of just fill it in where we can. So when you're with your clients or with your classes, you should be talking about nutrition. You should be giving them suggestions. So this is a way that just during your daily schedule, you can integrate how the Advocare products can benefit them, and that's your quote unquote selling. Okay, it's not you having to set aside 2 hours a day to get on the phone or sit down in front of people and talk to them about it and sell them. Okay, it's just you having a genuine conversation with your classes and letting them know what's possible and what you recommend for them. And then, of course, the last concern there, can I really make money in Advocare? And you absolutely can. This is the Advocare income disclosure for last year. It breaks it down for you exactly. And I mean, this is what Advocare paid out to their distributors for 2014. And what you see on the left-hand side there, the pay level, that's just different leadership levels. And Advocare Silver is the first leadership level, and it pays a little over $1,000 extra a month. My wife and I, we are at the Emerald level there, and we average between 12 to 15,000 a year. But you also see in that third column the average months to reach these levels. Okay, now this is average across the board. And one thing that I want to note on here, if you look at the majority of Advocare distributors, sure, you've got trainers in there, there's no doubt. But the average Advocare distributor are just regular Jane and Joes, that work in a regular 9 to 5, have kids, just looking to make some extra income. With trainers, you can move a lot faster because you already have a captive audience, people that know you, that trust you, that will act upon what you recommend. So you can move much faster than what it's showing on the screen here. Okay, and then if you look at the average pay, would you like to make an extra $3,000 a month? I mean, that gold 3-star level is very easy to achieve for trainers. And if you can achieve that, you can definitely achieve the diamond level and above, because nothing changes, and that's a great thing. So whether you achieve the silver leadership level or above, everything you do to achieve silver is the same thing you're going to do to reach that diamond and above level. Okay, the only difference is you're just talking to more people, and that's really all it comes down to. Because our job in Advocare is really easy. We take the products, we talk to people, and we coach and mentor those who say yes. Very simple. Let Advocare take care of everything else. All the product formulation, the relationships with the Sign Med board, the endorsers, paychecks. I've never written a paycheck, and thank God. I remember having to do that with the gym, and that took up almost a full day just making sure I got everything correct. So we don't have to deal with any of that stuff, which makes our job very fun and very easy. So let's share a few stories, trainers just like you, because you hear it from me, but I want you to see that it's not just me. There are other people out there who are living life on their terms because of the Advocare opportunity.
Before Advocare, I was a single mom that was struggling just to put food on the table. I had never in my entire life paid my own rent. I was $70,000 in debt. I was personal training in the morning, and I was cocktail waitressing at night. Where my heart really was wanting security for myself and for my two kids, because at the time I hadn't met Nate yet.
Where I was before Advocare was I was a personal trainer. Loved what I was doing, was very passionate about helping people, but wasn't paid what I was worth. And so decided to go out. I was going to take out a big loan and open up my own gym. Luckily, Jennifer had walked into my doors, and at that point, I watched her, and I watched how she was building a volunteer army. She was creating other owners, and they were all marching in the same direction, and they were all taking ownership of their future.
It took me a little over 3 years, right at the end of my third year, where I hit a six-figure income. Through that, getting to that six-figure income, other people were watching. Nate was watching, and me getting to $15,000 a month, he literally looked at me and said, "Show me what you're doing." And within a year, we took him from $3,000 to $15,000 a month. And now our average this year, our average is about $75,000 a month. Our best month this year was $93,000, and we just feel like we're still getting started.
So Advocare has allowed us the freedom for me to be able to choose what I do with my other two jobs. So I own a basketball academy, and I work with kids and love coaching and teaching and training and officiating basketball. I mean, worked 95 games and worked the Sweet 16, and I was really successful, and I have a blast. I still have a blast doing it. But the income that Advocare has given us has allowed me the freedom to be able to not have to work 95 games and be gone 6 months out of the year.
What I love about the business is that it fit very well with a busy mom of 4 kids. Advocare went with me wherever they went. So that was something that was really important to me. If we were going to work as a team, which it is, it's all about a team. If we were going to work together to achieve a common goal, which was our freedom, was getting him home time debt, because that income that he was making, it came at a price. Everything comes at a price, and it was time debt for us.
The story that really got us excited about Advocare was when, I'm leaving November 1st and I'm coming home Thanksgiving Day, packing my bag, and I'm on the road for 24 days in a row. And all the girls were like, "Hey Dad, see you, love you, see you in 24 days, or I wouldn't be able to find Parker." And he would have my suitcase, and he would be in his closet just holding the suitcase crying. Sometimes I still get emotional about that, but I'd get in the car for 45 minutes and just be bawling, trying to be the tough dad, like, "Hey buddy, it's okay. I'll see you in 24 days." But that's what I did. That's how I made my income. But that's when it just sticks in the heart to go, "Man, you're missing a lot." And so the day that they found out that Advocare can be something for us that doesn't make my other jobs mandatory, that little guy was the happiest dude ever. So that's really impacted me, from a father standpoint.
So think about this, guys. Think about being able to teach your classes because you absolutely love teaching, not because you're chasing down a paycheck. What could you do with an extra $1,000 a month? What could you do with an extra $3,000 or $10,000 a month? What kind of life could you lead because you had that extra income, because you decided to say yes to Advocare and share it with people and really be a difference maker in their lives? That's where the power of Advocare is. And Advocare products, they're consumable. So if somebody goes through, let's say, a box of Spark, which is Advocare's energy and mental focus drink, well, they're going to have to order more. And so you consistently get reorders. And these reorders can pay you for life. So the more people that you introduce to Advocare, you start seeing that residual income, and it grows significantly each month. So I highly encourage you, if you want to continue training and being, the difference maker that you want to be, you've got to be able to live a quality of life that you want. And Advocare is a way for you to earn that extra income so that you can live that quality of life. So let's look at some typical business concerns. Okay, the products work, we know that. Products are safe, we know that. The compensation plan is phenomenal, you get paid. But are you forced to buy a minimum amount? The great answer to that is no. You are never required to purchase anything through Advocare. And that was one thing that was very important to me, because I don't care how good your products are, I don't care how safe they are. If I have to order a certain amount every single month, that's just not right. If your products are really that good, I'm going to order them every month. And since being introduced back in May of 2010, we have, because we know our lives are completely different because we're putting the Advocare products in our bodies. So no, you are not forced to buy a minimum amount. Are products going to automatically be shipped to my door? Same thing, absolutely not. Now you have the option. So let's say there's a certain amount of products that you like to have and you want them every month and you don't want to have to think about it. There's a button that you can click to say, I want this shipped to me every single month. But it is absolutely not a requirement. So you can feel comfortable about that. Do I have to stock products? No. When you join Advocare, you actually get your own Advocare website. People can go to that site, place orders, and it ships directly to them. So you never have to stock products. Now, do we recommend that you have some product on hand? Sure. You talk to somebody and they get excited. Maybe you talk to them about the 24-day challenge. Well, it's good to have some product on hand so you can get it to them immediately. And you can take checks, you can take cash, you can download the free Square Reader, so you can take credit cards. That's what we use very often, and it's a great program. So no, you don't have to stock products, but we do recommend that you have some on hand, whether it's for selling or just even sampling people. So there you go on that. Do I have to sell a minimum amount to make any money? And that question came up because I guess there's several direct sales companies out there where you have to sell a certain amount before they'll even cut you a check. With Advocare, no. If you sell one product that's worth $20 and you're making, I don't know, let's just say $8 off of that, they're going to send you a check for $8. You get paid every 2 weeks, no matter how much you sell. And I'm required to sign people up. And that's another concern. And here's the great thing about Advocare. There are 4 relationships. People can be just a retail customer where they buy it directly from you, either through your website, or you give them the product from product you have in stock. So no, they're not required to sign up. But there is another relationship, and it's called a discount customer. And that's for people who, they know that they're going to continue on the product for a very long time, for the rest of their lives, and they want to save some money. So it's just like joining a Sam's Club Sam's Club. They joined for $79. They are actually given $60 in product for that, and then they can have anywhere between a 20 to a 30% discount on their products every time they order. And that's a great relationship, and I highly recommend that people do that, because I know somebody who's getting a discount on the products are going to use it more frequently, and they're going to be happy because they're saving some money. And there's no strings attached. So same thing, just like for you, there's no monthly minimum, there's no auto ships. They simply order what they want when they want it, and they get a discount. So the first 2 relationships are more just product user. Now the last 2, you can be what we call a hobby distributor or an advisor or a business builder. And the difference between the 2, so a hobby distributor is typically somebody who wants to get the highest discount, because you can get up to a 40% discount on your products. But they're also wanting to share it with just friends and family. They're not plugging into any of our team calls. They're not really treating it like a business. They're treating it like a hobby. And on average, most hobby distributors earn an extra $300 to $500 a month. Now you have the advisor, business builder, and the only difference between those 2 is mindset. So a business builder, just like you, sees this as an opportunity to make significant income, and they are going to plug into the team calls we do, the webinars that we do, to be able to make an income that can pay you full time with very part-time effort. So those are the 4 relationships, and you'll see a lot of people that the typical route for your average person is they're retail customers, they move to a discount customer, people start noticing that they're getting significant results, and they're asking them what they're doing. So then they go into that 3rd relation, hobby distributor, and they start seeing a couple $100s a month come in. Then they start thinking, well, what if I actually treated this like a business and be a little more intentional with it? Let's see what I can do. And they become a business builder on your team. And that happens all the time. So that's the nice thing about it. People have options, and they can choose to do any one of those relationships at any single time, with their business, and they never lose their discount. So it doesn't matter if you get the 40% discount, and let's just say life gets in the way and you're not able to purchase any product yourself, you're not selling any product, your 40% discount is always there. It's just a $50 renewal fee every year. And if you decide, hey, Advocare is not for me, it didn't work out, just don't pay that $50, and you don't have your distributorship then. So there are no strings attached. There are no risks in Advocare. There's really only an upside. So there's just no reason not to do Advocare. And then the last one, will I get help? And absolutely, and that's one of the things that I'm here for, to help you. Stephanie is there for you. And when you join, you have your Advocare site, which on your end has tons of training videos to help you learn how to build this business, how to share it, how to be successful. So yes, you will get as much help as you need. Any questions you have, we're here for you, because we all win when you earn extra income. And I always like to say our paychecks are a scorecard for how many people we help. The more people we're helping improve their nutrition, the more people we're helping earn extra income, the higher our paychecks. And the same obviously goes for you. There's no glass ceiling here too. You can earn more than the person who brought you on. This is a work program. If you talk to more people, then you earn as much as you want. So you can out earn Tanya and myself at any given point in time. Okay, there is no glass ceiling here. So that's a great thing. But yeah, we all work together to make sure we all succeed, and you get the help that you need. Okay, and is the market already saturated? And this is a common question. People are like, oh, I've seen Advocare everywhere. I know a bunch of people that are doing it. Well, no. I think we're up to about 3% of the nation actually has heard of Advocare. So we still have a huge room of growth. Now, you may be in an area where you see a lot of Advocare, and here's the great thing. In Columbus, Ohio, it's huge. We have, I think, 7 diamond distributors, 2 platinum. So, some of the top income earners just in our little city. So you would think, man, that area is saturated. There's no way you can build a business. Well, we built an Emerald distributorship in Columbus, Ohio. And what was great about people saying, oh, yeah, I've heard of that, or yeah, I've seen it, my friend does it. Well, they've just softened the market for us. They've made our conversation about Advocare so much easier. So no, the market is not saturated. I like to just say it's softened. It makes the Advocare conversation so much easier. In fact, just yesterday, I was coming back from Tampa. I had to use the restroom, so I stopped by just the rest area. And as I was walking out, a guy stopped me. He said, hey, let's look. I was in Dallas last week, and I saw all these Advocare people around, and they're all wearing their Advocare shirts, and what the heck is Advocare? And it just so happened that last week we were all in Dallas. So once a year, Advocare puts on it's called Success School, and it's their big training event. So where top income earners come and they share how they've built their business. They give you tips and tools. So 20,000 plus people in Dallas at AT&T Stadium. You couldn't help but see us. So yeah, he was actually there at that time. And so we just had a great conversation, talked about it. I got his info. He's excited to get started on product. And that's pretty amazing. You know, when you can be in Tampa, Florida, and somebody who was in Dallas saw Advocare, you happen to run into him, and you've now got somebody on your team because of that. So, guys, don't let this, you know, saturation question hinder you. The market is absolutely not saturated. There's so much more room for growth and so many more people that need what you have your hands on. So hopefully that question has been overcome. So you look at these, there's so much upside with Advocare because you're not required to do anything more than you're comfortable with. And that's the nice thing about it. You build this around your life, and you build it around your comfort level. Okay, so how do I get started? Well, for those of you that are watching this webinar, Stephanie is, for their coaches, is actually enrolling you in Advocare. Okay, so she's going to be paying that $79 to get you started. You get your distributor kit that's in the picture there. It has 3 boxes of Spark, which you can use for sampling, is what we recommend. But you know, also you can use it yourself. But sampling is what's going to get you paid because that gets people excited about it. They feel it because Spark is a product that you feel the first time you take it. Okay, but I also want to say, you know, for you to get started, you know, start your own product regimen. Look at the Advocare products, or, you know, feel free to contact me and ask me what the best products are for you and what your goals are. And then it's all about talking to people and coaching and mentoring those who say yes. You know, whether they say yes to the products or yes to the business, you know, we just help people achieve their goals, both, you know, physically and financially. So that's how you get started. And, you know, I want to kind of end this on a few questions, because when we were looking at Advocare, you know, especially as a trainer, if you want your life to be different, you know, at the end of this year, going into 2016, well, what are you doing differently? You know, and the work that you're doing today, are you going to get paid for it 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now? The reality is no. I mean, you trade an hour, you get $1. With Advocare, you can get paid for work that you do today for years and years to come. Okay, so do you have a plan? And if you don't, why not Advocare? And if it's not going to be Advocare, what is it going to be? And my buddy Matt, who introduced Advocare to me, he asked me these questions, but he also asked 3 more. He goes, look, Matt, do you love what you do? Do you see yourself doing it the rest of your life? And do you truly get paid what you're worth? And the reality is, yes, I loved what I did. I loved training people. I loved having the gym and seeing the lives change. Did I get paid what I was worth? When it came down to it, I mean, working 80+ hours a week, I did not have life on my terms. Financially, we were okay, but I couldn't do anything with the money. The only thing I could do is buy a nice car because I wanted to enjoy my ride to work and enjoy my ride home. That was really, that was my thought process. So no, I didn't get paid what I was worth, and I didn't see myself doing it the rest of my life because I knew that wasn't life. That wasn't what I wanted. I wanted to help people, but I wanted to have life on my terms and be able to travel and do the things that I want. So I think that's probably a lot of you on this webinar. You love what you do. It's just not paying the bills. So Advocare is your opportunity for above average income and to be able to live life on your terms and coach at OrangeTheory because you love coaching, you love the people, you love the staff, not because you're chasing a paycheck. So guys, I hope that helps you see how Advocare can benefit you as a coach. Again, you're in a unique position. You have a captive audience. Stephanie is paying for your enrollment in Advocare. Guys, you can't beat that. Where else in America can you get involved with a business that has such a high upside with no risk and really no investment? you know, the only investment is going to be you talking to other people. So that's it. But guys, again, I want to thank you for being on this webinar. If you have any questions, feel free to contact myself. Stephanie can give you all my details. But yeah, man, I look forward to coaching you guys, because if you decide to join us, you know, I'm going to make sure I reach out to you, answer any questions that you have, and really help you take this to a new level so that you can live the life that you deserve. With that, have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.